Hey guys, this is going to be a really wild topic, so I'm going to warn you right now. You might just see some relatively graphic images, not real humans, but, drawings and stuff that pertain to the topic at hand. So why am I going to bring up this topic? Because we wound up getting into this and created sites like this for nationwide for a number of different locations. So I'm going to show you through some of the results that have popped up recently. Okay, so who knows what you're going to see, right, as I go scrolling through pages of results. So just be prepared, either look away and listen or just bear with the topic. But why am I doing this topic? Because after we did Schema, this is the first one I came back around and checked after a few days, and guess what? I'm seeing huge jumps up. And I'm going to show you where that's putting us now. And I'm going to show you the crossover, the layover that's making it hot. And then I'm going to tell you what we do next to make it even better, way better. But what I want to say about this is this. Lately, Google's been going through a whole lot of tumultuous algorithmic changes, and I'm watching SEO gurus cry about it. Seriously, they're getting loud, they're getting panicked. And yet, when they start telling you what they're doing and what they're doing it for, you realize pretty quick what's going on. It's a level of crazy spam that they were getting away with. And now, all of these spam results, not just by gurus, but everybody was playing suit. All their students who said, I'm going to take the easy way, right? All these spam results are falling like crazy. What's happening is that guys like us who are meticulous about creating good projects, we're rising. Okay, and let me point this out. What I'm going to wind up showing you is how we're getting close to or ranking on the front page for a whole number of things that matter. It's one thing to rank for topics. It's another thing to rank for location. It's another thing to rank for a particular clinic. It's another thing to rank for a particular doctor, right? That's like a layover of 4 components. Ranking for keyword, ranking for location, ranking for clinic, ranking for doctor. So, having said that, I'm going to show you a bunch of results that sort of will show that we're growing on the combination. And the reason we're growing on the combination is all these sites have authoritative topics. The sitemaps go deep. There's like 100 pages on every single one of these sites that I'm going to point out. And here's what blows my mind. With all the spam going away and Google concentrating more on better quality, we are rising up. That's what I was saying. So I'm just going to show you that. I mean, you would not consider that we deserve this without external authority links, without expertise, experience, authority, and trust, right? But the content's written very well, and it's topically sound, and then we just added Schema not long ago. I'm going to show you where that put us and how these different combinations come into play, because they really do matter. And then I'm going to show you what we do next, which is going to have an even greater impact over the next month or two. Watch this. So here's a situation where a guy in Greater Long Beach in California works at a clinic there. And he is a penile surgeon, okay? Penile implants specialist, penile implant surgeon. He performs penile surgery. There you go. And his name is Antonio, okay? And when you look, there's a number of results, but guess what? We are right here, okay? So there are all these different results going straight down there. Tons and tons and tons dealing with a guy like that, right? But we're right here. We're number 4, okay? Now, I went ahead and did some deeper checks, all right? And I'm just going to walk you through it, okay? Location, Long Beach. Topic, right? Keyword concept, association with a particular doctor. Why do we bother? Well, some people are looking for someone in their area. That's where geography matters. Some people are looking for keyword association, directly speaking. Some people know a clinic and they're looking up whether they can get this kind of a surgery there at that clinic. Some people got recommended a name in some state. There are guys who will fly across the states for this because, they want to go to the right guy. And so there are guys, well, the names get, word of mouth. It worked for me. This guy's a wizard. He can make it work for you too. Okay, so then people go looking up the guy by name. So there's all these different ways to benefit these guys by getting more content up, so that when people look somebody up, they don't get distracted by the other results. You know, they see more of the right sort of thing, the kind of thing you want to make for them. So I'm not going to show you how we're always ranking number one, because we're not yet. But we went from not having schema to having schema. It's something we had to wait to build to get. So I couldn't wait for that. I mean, we already did interlinking, and then we did schema. Then we did some cross-linking, most of which hasn't even been recognized yet, but the schema was. And what do we still have? Well, I mean, cross-linking's been recognized, but it's got to be sorted out. It's quicker for Google to deal with schema than it is to grasp the relationship of the cross-links. Okay. Now, having said that, look at this. We're number 2 underneath Sergio. By the way, Sergio is one of the longest standing listings I've seen out there for a whole number of these surgeons and other disciplines. And so you'll often see this Sergio pop up a lot. But the idea that we pop up next to them, I mean, they've been around, 15, 20 years longer? And the idea that these sites suddenly appear next to them, even above the National Institute of Health, that blows my mind, especially because this just does. Take a look at the page title. It's not even citing a location or the name of a guy until you come down here into the section it pulled from. Okay, so it got the guy, got his phone number, it notices his location, okay, and what it's all about. All right, so this brought just this, okay, a location, a topic, and a first name brought this guy up on the spot. Okay, let me continue, right? I'm going to show you different combinations. Totally different city, Chattanooga. Now we've got what the guy is, and I did not include a name of any kind. However, he seems to be a pretty good guy for it. When I scroll down, I see that Sergio listing, and I see myself here. I see myself here. Then another Sergio listing, right? And this is the place where the guy works, right? Or the clinic, and I see myself here. So these results up here on the front page, just like number, 7 and 8, okay? And then this is number 11, effectively, right? And so, and then this is one of ours too, a few down, okay? So ours are climbing in a cluster because of the way we link through them smartly, okay? No footprints, no jokes, no gimmicks, nothing wrong. As far as Google is concerned, each of those guys is doing their own thing totally independently, but doing them well. Okay, so again, that's a topic and a geolocation, no mention of a name, no mention of a clinic. So we don't mention the doctor or the clinic. Let's continue. All right, name of a clinic and topic, no mention of a place, no mention of a doctor, okay? And yet we're going to be in here somewhere, okay? And bear with me as I keep scrolling down because there we go. So that's ours. It's like, what is that? I mean, I'd have to stop and count. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that 10? I think so. And then this is also us, number 12, like 12. And then number 15, 17. These guys are going to climb up. That one's us, that one's us, that one's us. Okay? So there are other guys, and there's us. But the fact is, we're the new kids on the block as far as all these things go. Many of these listings that you see besides us have been here for like a decade or two, even longer. All right, let me do another one. Let me see. We got the keyword and the guy's first name. That's it. No location, no clinic. And yet we're here somewhere. This is the reason I brought it up. That's us for sure. That's us for sure. That's us for sure. Okay, woo, let's stay away from too much pleasant imagery. You get the idea though, right? So, let me see. This is the name of a clinic and the keyword. No mention of a person, no mention of a location, but that's us, that's us, that's us, that's us, that's us, that's us, right? And you know what blew my mind also when I look back at this stuff? Schema matters. Look at these page titles. They are not talking about the clinic per se. They're not talking about the doctor per se. They're not talking about the location. And yet they're showing up in the right places. And why is that? Because we did each site focused on a certain city, okay, a certain area, not nationwide. Why didn't we put in the name of the clinic in the doctor? Because in case we start selling leads to these guys and somebody doesn't want it, then we're going to swap it to some other surgeon in the same area who does want the leads. And so we're just leaving ourselves with as few moving parts as necessary. But I see where I can make some improvements. I can be adding locations up into these page titles, man. Right? And that can really, really help us. So even if I'm not naming the doctor or the clinic, I can geo-target what I've already put up and get a number of front page results. And that's without EEAT. That's a separate thing. Okay, let's see. Keyword, state, name, first name of the guy. Whole state and first name. I mean, this is simple. Penile, Alabama, Brian. How generic is that? And yet here we are on the front page, okay? Now, I don't know if all these results are going to look the same for you in every case, right? I'm doing this incognito. I'm in an incognito window, right? That's why you see it says sign in. I'm not signed in. But for where I sit, from where I am in the world, that's how the stuff shows up to me, and that's amazing because this is generic, you know? If you get more specific, chances are good you're going to get more of our results whenever you're aiming in the direction of us. Anyway, let me continue. Penile implant, Alabama, Brian. I made it a little better yet, and here we are, you know. And who knows? I'm probably down here somewhere too. Well, here and there, okay? So like in, I don't know what that was, 15 and 16 position. All right, let me try another keyword with a full name and a state. No mention of the clinic, okay? But where, you know? Right there, first page, like number 9. And it doesn't say anything about the state or the surgeon or the clinic, except down in here, which your adjustments are easier to make. To a new guy, that'd be simple. The new guy might work out of the same clinic, but if not, then it's still easy for us to change the name of the person in the clinic and update that in the schema, and then let Google catch on. These results happen quickly. Look at that, we're here. Okay, what's this? Keyword and location, clinic name and the department. The simplest word for the department. Too simple to even be the whole department. And yet we're number 4, okay? Yeah, number 4. Okay. The keyword, last name, and state. So keyword, last name of the doctor, and just the state, not even the city. Okay? There we go, like number 5 or so. It's probably the guy right there. I think so. All right, how's that? There's the keyword and the clinic, and no mention of the geo-target or the doctor. And we're here and here. What is that? Number 5 and 6 and 7. 5, 6, and 7. How's that? You might wonder, why do we get better results in certain places than others for keywords that come up? Sometimes it really depends on the keyword. People focus on certain keywords when they do their marketing and they kind of miss other ones. So we fit in. We just fit in. We cast a net wide and we capture what we can, and it's our share. But then we also make the web pages really, really good and focus on making them better. And that's a huge advantage we have over everyone else because we can do it cheaper and faster and more broadly than anyone else. Here's a keyword phrase and the name of a clinic. No location. They might even have different locations in the nation, and no name of a doctor. And I don't know where we are. Oh, down here. So again, like number 9. Okay. Oh, there is a state mentioned. There is the name of the doctor with the state as the guy at that center. Okay. You know what's crazy? This is medical. We're talking medical. Okay. Your money or your life. We have not established any EEAT yet. okay? And I'm walking through tons of relationships that we can make when we're intentionally singling out a target that we want to benefit. Because if we benefit that guy, why wouldn't he want to get in on this? There's easy money for him and he doesn't have to do his own marketing. This is the way you think, right? When you approach anyone with practices. So you just make it possible to show a great result you built for one guy. Say the guy doesn't want the leads or doesn't need the leads. Maybe he's just too busy, too much word of mouth. What do? You look for other guys in the area who are starving for leads. We can look up their names and we can go through and check how much traffic they get organically to their websites. And then we can figure out who's desperate, who really does need more leads. Or they're running around handing out their card. They're doing leads the hard way, right? Maybe they're paying per click and they would love to get away from it, or they're a home advisor, but they're not getting any organic sway. And that's what we can help them with. So yeah, check that out. The name of a center, the name of a guy, the most generic version of the keyword. 1, 2, 3. We're number 4. And what is this? 6 or 7? Something. Well, 6, 7. All right, that's 6 or 7. Whatever. 4 and 6 or 7. Okay. Name of a clinic in shorthand. Simple keyword right here. No mention of the guy. And the location is captured in the name of the clinic, actually. So I guess you can call it a geolocation. I would. Unless they have branches around the nation. Look at that. This is us. And that's us. 3. Okay? And that's us. We're climbing. We can get a bunch of results on the front page that have different styles and attitudes. You know what I even can do? I can look at everything I don't like about the similarity of these things. I can get different icons as favicons made for these sites real fast. Okay? I can give them better specific names that'll go into Schema as well. Instead of implantmatchmakernet.com, it can be capitalized with spacing. Implant Matchmaker net and no .com at all, for the name. Stuff like that. This is easy. I can make these updates fast and easy. What Google sees is improvement, refinement, and that's fine. And if Google sees us jump to a new guy, they'll say, yeah, that's the business. It's okay. Doing SEO for clients is usually a money-making venture. Either those guys are working their butts off to rank, or they're paying other people to work their butts off to rank them, right? That's how the whole game is played. That's how the whole business is made. That's how they get the cheapest possible leads, right? And if somebody quits paying, then you still have all this content. Depending on who owns it, they need to move it to somebody else, or who's collecting the bill for leads, whatever. They got to move it to somebody else, right? People don't want to waste the opportunity if they can help it. All right, what have we got here? Simplest version of the keyword, a guy's first name and the city, okay? By the way, you might think, well, of course, that means you caught that one guy because we're 1 in 4. No, there are many surgeons in basically every city across the nation. There could be 20, there can be 90, depending on the city. There are many surgeons, okay? And they compete with each other, all right? In very many cities out there. So anyway, yeah, even that's ours there, okay? I'm trying to stay away from fun imagery. But yeah, like I said, up at the top, this is ours and that's ours, okay? Nuts for crazy. Let's see what else. Simplest version of the keyword, the guy, the city, we're number 2. And number, what is this, 5? Okay. And then like 8, 10 or something like that. I mean, gosh, man. Multiple front page results. City, phrase, no doctor, no clinic, and we're here somewhere. There, that's us. Okay. What am I going to do? Okay, here, let me just do this really, really fast. I want to make the point, okay? I just went through keyword after keyword for different surgeons in different areas, and I'm just going to say, yeah, I already got, looked up where these guys are at, and we're growing for all of them. We're somewhere up here, like there, okay? We're growing for all these guys, all right? There's us, however low that is. That's kind of a ways down, but I thought I saw us higher up. Anyway, I don't want to get too burdened. I want to make the point now because I think I showed you enough. There's a number of us right there. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. It's different places across the nation, different doctors that we reached out to. Look at this guy. keyword, the guy's last name, and the name of the clinic, which also doubles as the name of the city, and we're number 3. There's his private website. There's Sergio again, and then us. How's that for nuts, right? Company, who would want to buy our websites? Could be Sergio wants to buy our websites. Could be Sean wants to buy our websites. Do you get it? There's so much. It could be the clinic wants to buy a website or 2 or 3 because it makes the clinic seen more easily. Anytime you get a bunch of front page results, people want to buy them. Okay? Look at that. This is us. Desert Ridge, the city alone, the simplest version of the keyword alone, we are number 2 and 3. How's that? Okay, all these different places and people and all that jazz, okay? Now, what's the next thing I'm going to do? We're building it right now. Take a look at this. Here's the information for the actual clinics and their actual locations, right? Because many have branches around the nation. We need to get the right one, right? So we found, like for the first guy, this Erlanger East Hospital, right? We found a link for them, erlanger.org. That's their hospital link. We found another link that talks about them in usnews.com under health. Best hospitals in the Tennessee area, they are named. We got a link to them. We can say Erlanger Hospital and link straight here. We can link right over here. This is also important. These are all high quality leads. Links. Doctor.webmd.com practice. So we are going to prove our trust and our authority by linking out to these different spots. Does that make sense? You know, all these different things. So what are we going to do? We're going to roll these links through the projects that relate. So all of these links that point out the locations are going to solidify the proof that we are authorized to talk about the location. That's the locations. What else? How about this right here? These are people, very specifically. And so we found their links, either their homepage link of some kind or other people applauding them in major locations like webmd.com or a .edu that deals with urology. Okay, you know, colleges that they probably speak for, maybe major papers that they've written, healthgrades.com, how well they perform, usnews.health, who they are and that they're celebrated. Okay, so then as we come down, we line up the keywords that are in the contents of the pages of the websites, and these are the links. And when I go running external authority links through all those sites, I'm going to create 1 or more links per page, you know, and it's going to be like a link a page, and then on the next page there might be a link if the wording is there. On the next page there might be a link if the wording is there, until I hit a max. Like we have 100 pages on the site, but maybe I wanted to stop at 50. So then it'll only be 50 pages on the site. And you might say, well, the first 50, the answer is there is no such thing as the first 50. In Google's eyes, it's not the first 50. There are 100 pages on your site, whatever you call the order. That doesn't mean anything. So a max of 50 links coming out of any site, doesn't matter if it's on the first 50 pages or a random 50 pages or on the last 50 pages. It means nothing to Google in that context. But do you get it? So yeah, we're lining up the centers with the links that belong to them and so on through the locations and through the people. I got people doing this right now, getting all this stuff together and lined up and everything else. And then we're going to go back and attack direct keywords head on and link to the WebMD for that, link to the Wikipedia article for that, link to whatever else is out there. We just ask.com. All these different places where we can get these links through to establish the credibility. And it works. I watched a guy, he did an article and it had something to do with the way you eat better. And somewhere in there he said something about too much sugar could cause type 2 diabetes, blah, 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 and kept going. His page ranked oh so high, not very high. He went through and put a external authority link on the word diabetes in the middle of a paragraph and pointed it at a perfectly good article that opened in a second tab so you don't lose your place. And what did that do? It gave his webpage a lot more credibility right then and there. He didn't have to be more exacting than that. If he gets more exacting, it's a better match. The score can go up even higher. But the fact that he did that much, and you might ask, why didn't he do type 2 diabetes? Why do you only do diabetes? He said, well, type 2 diabetes might get more people's curiosity than just diabetes. And even though the score would be higher, I don't really want to encourage them to leave the page, so I'll just stay here. And that's okay. It was an informational based page. He didn't want him to leave too early in the page because he's got ads that'll appear as you scroll down. But in our case, if we're writing for very specific reasons and we are recommending very specific doctors and clinics and locations, people are not going to want to leave the page just on sheer curiosity alone. It doesn't matter if the link says the clinic's name. They probably already knew the clinic was in that city, or they just trust it, but they're reading now about the operation, they're reading maybe about the doctor, whatever else, right? Okay, if this makes sense, then you understand what we're doing here. We're making the pages truly great, because as we cycle through, this is on some of the pages. You know how I know? Because they were the global variables. That is the name of the global variable for the company name. The doctor with the MD is in here for the doctor, right? The price of the surgery offered by the doctor, etc., etc., the websites and everything. And now I got to grade this out so that YouTube doesn't take it down because, I'm exposing people's personal information. But there you have it, okay? I'm just saying we know that that these things are going to get to hyperlink in the pages and that it's going to drive our scores up and we're going to rank even higher. Isn't that neat? I just did the schema piece how long ago? Like a week? Isn't that when I put the video out about we did schema and crosslinks? Heck, man, this is like a week later. We already got huge boosts in our rank in a week from the schema going out. And somebody might say, isn't that way too fast to believe that Google got to your pages? I'll say, do you remember when I told you what we did with our sitemap.xml sitemaps? We put in the last modified date. So whichever pages got updated, Google, when they check our sitemap, they don't get exhausted at the idea of having to go through all our pages. You know what they get to do, those bots? They get to know which pages got updated and know that in fact they got updated since the last time they checked. So you know what they get to do now? Go check again, knowing that those pages have some sort of change on them, right? Either that or we're calling wolf, crying wolf, but we're not. The last mod date updates when we update the page, okay, for each page. So we are not cutting corners and cheating and trying to find the fastest way to get rich, because that stuff never works for long. We are building this darn thing right and well, and that's why our systems are there and flexible so that when you hop in, you can know that we're going to wind up having you covered no matter what, because whatever way the winds are blowing, we're going to get where we're going, okay? All the time. I've had people say, what if Google changes the algorithms? You know how many algorithmic changes we've been through in the past 15 years of doing this? I don't know, hundreds. We build our tools so that whatever Google does now, we can make happen. If Google says, I want longer pages, we can make longer pages. If they say shorter pages, we can make them shorter. If they say more per site, we can make them more. They say include more interlinks, okay. Fewer interlinks, okay. A different ratio of follow to no follow links. Oh, okay. I mean, anything and everything we're able to make adjusted. And anything we already did, we can easily change. Just hit a few buttons and update it. And that's why what we do is so cool. And if we lock and load with stuff like the AI chat agent to help seal deals, I mean, we can really get people to spend more time on the site because they're chatting with the chat agent and getting incredibly good answers because we can train the chat agents with everything. We can even train the chat agents in-house. We can train a single chat agent with 1 gigabyte of information. That means we can teach it about every penile surgeon in the nation, what all of them charge, what their hours of operation are, how old the fellows are, how many years experience I have. We can literally train our bots on everything. That way, when we're telling our bots, but it's trying to pitch these guys, depending on whether somebody's interested in the location to go to, or in the price of the package, or they just heard about a certain guy and they're interested in that certain guy, then the chatbot will arrange that conversation accordingly in each case. How's that for impressive? And that's just going to lead to better sales because it's better matching. So when you come in on professional services and you decide, okay, if you want to get into the website flipping club or the constant traffic flow club, or you want to do bigger stuff and say, I want multiple areas, I want to build in multiple areas the way I was just showing you today, okay, and I want all that happening at the same time because I think you guys are going to crank it considering where you are now. You're close. And as Google tears more of the spam results out as they melt away and fall down, we just get to take up our spots, take up the spots. There's less spam in the way of ranking when Google starts prioritizing quality content over all that spam. That's what's happening to us now. So let me know if you got questions. Other than that, go through this information. Realize that, it's been a while since we've done these videos, so everything I'm teaching you now is all the upgraded power since when we started these concepts. Stuff like schema, external authority linking, all that jazz, okay, is quite new. So just realize you want to get in. If you don't know what else you're doing, this is what you should be doing. And the reason you would get in on something like this as opposed to one of these, because it's 10 times more expensive, is you get 10 times the projects growing in parallel, right? You can wind up making 10 income streams off a single project, okay? And for those of you who say, wow, I want to go for your biggest economy of scale and make this work for me in the biggest possible way, this is what you want to get. Because this allows you to do everything that we can do. And as we come out with new tools like Schema, then you also get access to that immediately in your version of the system so that you can use it. And when we do external authority linking tools like we did, then you get access to that too, and you see how to use it, okay? So the greatest economy of scale is this. Don't look at it and go, but that's your most expensive. When you think about what you can do with it, it's your least expensive. It basically means you can crank out websites that cost you anything from, let me see, $20 to $100 each, depending on how big you want to make them. But literally, that's the economy of scale. The fact that you can do 100 of them on your own by following our videos, right? So where the costs are more here, you are relying on us to do the strategy, to think things through, to make sure that it works or find another way, all right? Watch what Google's doing and swap things around, find another way, okay? Down here, you don't need to be technical with SEO. Okay, but the question is, how much do you understand about what you're doing, right? There's so far that we can bring you, right? And our tools do pretty much everything for you. And so it minimizes the questions you have for us. But just realize that this allows the price to drop to about 5% of what it used to be at a proper economy of scale, all right? So just understand what you're interested in and why you're interested in it. And yeah, give me a call if you got any questions. Otherwise, hop in, get rolling, become part of this thing, okay? This is huge and only getting better. Wait till we start rearranging the pages automatically to improve how long people spend on the web pages and how many more things they click. Do you realize our websites are alive? That they basically change the way they're organized and swap out videos and change wording and tracking the results it has on people until people are more hooked on the web pages, more interested in reading, more engaged, more convinced, more excited, more ready and willing to buy. That's nuts, but we have that happening at scale. Absolutely crazy. It's all built into the system. All right, looking forward to chatting with you. If you're interested in checking out these options, make sure to visit website-installer.com and hit professional services, okay? And you'll be able to join with the stuff that we do. By the way, just to give you an indication, I mean, even on the front page, all right, there's 800 websites down here, most of which are live and ready, some of which are waiting for us to decide on projects and push them out. All kinds of crazy things going on, Okay, so having said that, yeah, we are in the game. We bet in the game, and you guys can hop in, partner up with us one way or another. All right, talk to you soon.